Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, I was watching TV the other day, and a gentleman came on, and they introduced him as former Secretary of Defense, Ash Carter. Well, I did some looking into this, and it turns out Ash Carter, he's only Secretary of Defense from 2015 to 2017. That's just 2 years. But now, former Secretary of Defense is just like permanently part of his name? Forever? I don't think that's fair. I mean, I'd like to think that the same courtesy could be extended to us lay people. Like wherever I go, I'd like to be known as former jacket salesman Chris Loar. I mean, sure, I only worked there from the end of 2004 to the beginning of 2005, but I learned a lot. I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable that my reputation for having a working knowledge of men's upscale, waxed, imported British outerwear should precede me whenever I walk into a room. Okay, it would make going to a party a lot easier. You go to a party, what happens? You meet somebody you don't know. You say, "Hi, how are you?" What's the next question? What do you do? That's awkward. Not for former jacket salesman Chris Loar. We've got a lot to talk about immediately. I don't like that question. I hate it. What do you do? Why are people so concerned with what I do? Let's talk about what I did. I sold jackets on the Upper East Side of Manhattan for 6 months, 14 years ago. What do I do? I mean, ideally nothing. You know, I mean, the only reason I do things are to improve upon the quality of the nothingness that will follow. So I don't know if you know this, but doing nothing after doing something is everything. Recently, I lost some weight. I lost a little bit of weight. And it's nice losing weight because my friends are very complimentary. They say cool things like, "Dude, you look great. You look like half a person is missing." But I've also been in therapy for a while now, too. And, well, I like to think that there's noticeable changes going on there, too. None of my friends ever comment on that, you know. Not one of my friends is like, "Dude, your suicide eyes are gone." You know? I don't say that, you know, material things like my weight. Not one of my friends is like, "Dude, that invisible spiral of self-hatred permeating every fiber of your being has disappeared. What have you been working on?" Shallow friends, I think, is what that means. About this time last year, I finished up a silent retreat. That was very relaxing. That was where my girlfriend and I spent the night in separate rooms of the apartment and didn't speak to each other for 3 weeks. Got to contemplate on phases of your relationship. You know, there was the cupcake phase in the beginning. You know, then we were in the honeymoon phase. And I think where we ended up could really only be described as the questionable leftover takeout phase of the relationship. It's like, you should probably throw this out, you know? Or maybe it's still good. You know what we'll do? Let's freeze it. Let's put it in the back of an ice-cold box and just not look at it for 3 or so years. No, so I'm trying to get back into the dating game, and you know, pictures are very, very important in dating. And recently, I saw a picture of myself running, you know, in motion, and that's when I realized I look a little bit like a Muppet. But it's not the end of the world, because I feel like I'm like a handsome Muppet, you know, because my friend, she was like, "Chris, you're a solid 8." And I was like, "Thank you," because that's a really nice compliment. But also I feel like, you know, if I'm a human 8, I'm like a Muppet 9. Basically, what I look like can really be explained by the fact that I'm from a part of Southern California where people don't open their mouths very much when they talk to each other. Just really only enough to say one very important word, which is dude. As a result, I have what's called a resting dude face. It's like dude. And I'm not dumb or high. It's just, I'm from a part. I've said the word dude so many times that the ooh shape is just suddenly grafted onto my face if I'm not careful in family photos. So I don't know if you know this, but where I'm from, dude is like, it's like its own language. People speak dude where I'm from. It can express every shade of the human experience. You know, you've got like anger, dude. Sadness, dude. My favorite and most useful is danger. Dude. You guys been a lot of fun. I'm Chris Loar. Goodbye.